Nowitzki is back with the Dallas Mavericks, but not as a player, unfortunately for you Dallas Mavericks fans. He is now an advisor, a special advisor at that for the Dallas Mavericks, okay? Look, I mean, this is something that I felt like needed to happen, considering the fact of what has gone on within the last time we talked about the Dallas Mavericks with Rick Carlisle and Donnie Nelson. This needed to happen, but uh, Dirk Nowitzki is joining the franchise again, or rejoining them as a special advisor, and he will assist in the hiring processes of a new general manager and a coach, and consult on other front office decisions. And I have a quote from Dirk himself. He said, and I quote, he said, Mark Cuban approached me about a role as special advisor, and I am happy to support my Mavs. And he said, Donnie Nelson and Rick Carlisle were both mentors and played huge roles in my career and the success of this franchise, and I am going to miss them. It is important for me now to join Mark and contribute as much as I can as we move forward. And I mean, yeah, Nate, obviously he returned after Rick Carlisle decided to resign as the coach after 13 seasons. And after the departure of Donnie Nelson. But yeah, Nate, obviously we know a lot about Dirk Nowitzki as the player. Obviously a Hall of Fame player, NBA champion. Again, there's not a lot to say about Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki is probably not probably he is the greatest Dallas Maverick to ever live. There's no doubt about that. But I do like this decision. Okay, so let me start off with this first. But before I do, the source for this article is Tim McMahon, ESPN staff writer. So first of all, again, best of luck to Dirk Nowitzki as a special advisor for the Dallas Mavericks. This is something that needed to happen. I'm glad he's taken this role because we've seen him in a lot of Dallas Mavericks games this year. I'm starting to feel like he misses that team, and I might have been right because he's joining them, and again, he wants to help them post his NBA career. He's had a successful NBA career. He gave us some unforgettable moments as NBA fans. So I'm glad that he's coming back and he's able to help, and he's going to try to help the Dallas Mavericks in any way he can to rebuild, to keep this franchise where it is and to make it better at that too. Obviously, they got a great future with them with Porzingis. Again, we're not sure what's going to happen with Porzingis. Hopefully they re-sign him. If not, then it is what it is. Luka Doncic, obviously, they got guys like Tim Hardaway and Josh Richardson, Maxi Kleber. These guys, they got a very decent team. They really do, and they can really build from it. And I hope that Dirk Nowitzki does the right things for his team. I'm glad that he is helping his team now, because a lot of guys, you start to see them, they retire from a team and they just go on and do something different. But I'm glad that Dirk Nowitzki is helping the Dallas Mavericks get better. Guys like Tim Duncan, again, they're very similar too. Spent his whole career with the Spurs and ended up becoming an assistant coach for the Spurs. So again, there are a lot of players who do this, but I'm glad Dirk Nowitzki is helping this team because there's not a better time for him to help this team than now, Nate.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. But with that being said, Nate, obviously there's not a lot to go by right now. The Dallas Mavericks haven't made any new acquisitions or haven't released any new people or anything like that. So with that being said, I do wish Dirk Nowitzki the best of luck as the special advisor for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm glad that he is coming back to his old team to help them out. And I do wish him and the Mavericks the best of luck.
Yeah, congratulations to Dirk Nowitzki and best of luck to him. I'm not surprised that this happened, Mari, because I after we recorded Rick Carlisle video last week, I really thought about it. I'm like, I would not be surprised if Dirk came back. I really wouldn't be, because he's like you say, he spent his entire 21 career here in Dallas. He won an NBA championship. He's an MVP. He's a Finals MVP, and he's a multi All-Star. He's a multi All NBA. You know what I mean? He did that all with the Dallas Mavericks. And I was just like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he came back and played a role for the Dallas Mavericks.
Agree.
And it's not a bad thing either.
Right. And not only that, Nate, now that I'm thinking about it, now since Dirk Nowitzki's back, he's going to help them look for a head coach.
He's also going to help them look for a general manager as well.
Right. I'm thinking Jason Kidd is coming back to that team.
I honestly thought, because I thought at first Dirk was going to come back as a coach. That's what I initially thought. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea, because when you think about it, when Luka first started playing in the NBA, Dirk was still playing. He was in like the last couple of years of his career, though, but he was still there. So that would have been a pretty good transition for Luka. You know what I mean?
Agree, but I'm really starting to think Jason Kidd is coming back to the Dallas Mavericks because
I
he was
wouldn't
on
be
that team
surprised.
during that championship year.
Honestly, I think that would be the best idea for Jason Kidd to
Agree.
come back to Dallas Mavericks. Because like I said, well, Dirk comes back. When Luka first started playing, Dirk was still playing. He may have been tail end of his career, but he was sort of a mentor to him. So
Agree.
that's why I thought if Dirk ever came back to the Dallas Mavericks, he was going to come back as a head coach. But he's still playing a role for the organization, so either way, he's still going to definitely benefit the Dallas Mavericks a lot. He knows his team very, very well. And this isn't the first time you mentioned, that this happened. Like you mentioned, Tim Duncan played his entire career with the Spurs and comes back as an assistant coach. So Kobe Bryant played his entire career with the Lakers, and then I think he came back and helped Magic Johnson out a little bit with the team before his death. So may Kobe rest in peace. But yeah, so it's not the first time we've seen this before. Um, but I definitely do think this will benefit the Dallas Mavericks a lot. And I hope Dirk does well with the team. So with that being said, best of luck to Dirk Nowitzki. Best of luck to the Dallas Mavericks. And I can't wait to see what he does with the team.